Tonight, we witness a seismic shift in the global economy. Toyota, a symbol of reliability and a pillar of American manufacturing, is shutting down all U.S. operations. This isn't just a business move, it's a direct challenge to the America First doctrine. The shockwaves reach far beyond factory gates, affecting families, communities, and the future of global trade. For decades, Toyota was more than a foreign automaker. It was an American employer and partner. Now, tens of thousands of American workers face an uncertain future. Small businesses and entire towns built around these plants are at risk. We'll hear from those affected and examine how policies meant to protect jobs may have triggered one of the largest manufacturing losses in recent history. Tonight, we break down what this means for you, your community, and the country. We'll trace the path that led here: tariffs, trade wars, and political tensions. The retreat of a global titan from the world's largest economy will shape our future for years to come. Stay with us. To grasp the magnitude of today's news, let's look back. Toyota's U.S. story began with a few small cars in the 1950s, but the oil crisis of the 1970s made their fuel-efficient models a hit. The real turning point came in the 1980s, when Toyota started building cars in America, partnering with GM at the NUMMI plant. This introduced the Toyota production system, revolutionizing U.S. manufacturing. Toyota's investment grew. Plants opened in Kentucky, Indiana, Texas, and more, creating tens of thousands of jobs. The company became deeply woven into local economies, supporting suppliers and small businesses. Toyota cultivated a reputation as a model corporate citizen, investing in communities and education. For over 4 decades, Toyota navigated trade wars and economic crises, proving globalization could benefit American workers. Now, that legacy is in jeopardy, undone by a new era of confrontation and protectionism. The identity Toyota built in America is now in ruins. Today's decision is the result of years of escalating trade disputes and shifting U.S. policy. The America First doctrine, launched during Trump's first term, targeted global supply chains with tariffs on steel and aluminum. After Trump's 2024 re-election, protectionist policies intensified, casting suspicion on foreign-owned companies, even those with major U.S. operations. The Fair Trade for American Automakers Act of 2025 imposed strict sourcing rules and a 25% tariff on imported auto parts, crippling Toyota's supply chain. Toyota warned these tariffs would hurt American workers and consumers, but the administration pressed on. The final blow: the Patriot production mandate, requiring 90% of car components to be U.S. made by 2028. An impossible target for global automakers. Toyota's internal analysis showed retooling would erase all profitability. The long road of cooperation had hit a dead end. Years of partnership and investment were undone by a single, sweeping policy shift. The message was clear: adapt or leave. For Toyota, leaving became the only option. The era of global integration was over. The consequences are just beginning. The news broke with a stark press release from Toyota's headquarters in Japan. All U.S. manufacturing operations will be suspended, starting in 2026, with a full exit by 2027. The reason: insurmountable regulatory and supply chain challenges from recent U.S. trade policies. 5 major assembly plants and 10 other facilities will close, costing 40,000 American jobs. CEO Akio Toyoda called it a tragic day for the Toyota family in America. The White House responded defiantly, calling Toyota's move a betrayal and promising to fill the void with real American companies. President Trump declared, "Good riddance to Toyota, more jobs coming." The United Auto Workers Union called the decision a catastrophic failure of trade policy. For workers, the rhetoric offers little comfort. These are families and communities facing devastation. The administration's promises ring hollow as the reality of mass layoffs sets in. The political blame game has begun, but the human cost is undeniable. The battle lines are drawn. The fallout is only beginning. Toyota's exit threatens far more than 40,000 direct jobs. Each assembly line job supports up to 7 more in the local economy: suppliers, diners, realtors, and more. Towns like Georgetown, Kentucky, built their identity and prosperity around Toyota's presence. Now, uncertainty clouds their future. Local businesses, schools, and public services all depend on the plant's success. The loss is not just economic, it's a blow to civic pride and community spirit. Philanthropy, education, and local development will suffer. The American dream in these towns is at risk. For many, this is a modern-day depression, homes for sale, storefronts shuttered, families forced to move. The administration's promise to replace Toyota is cold comfort. These operations can't be rebuilt overnight. The ripple effects will last for years. Politically, Toyota's shutdown is a direct hit to the America First agenda. The administration promised to bring back manufacturing jobs, but now faces the optics of mass layoffs and shuttered plants. Critics call this proof that tariffs and protectionism have backfired, scaring away investment and destroying jobs. The Senate Minority Leader called it a manufacturing catastrophe. The administration doubles down, blaming Toyota for refusing to play by new rules and promising a self-sufficient industrial base. They argue this short-term pain will lead to long-term gain, but if new jobs don't materialize, the political fallout could be severe. Shuttered plants in swing states may define this presidency. The debate over trade policy is no longer abstract. It's a crisis with real victims. How voters assign blame will shape the political landscape for years. The shockwaves from Toyota's exit are global. In Japan, the move is seen as a painful break in a long-standing alliance. European automakers with US plants now fear for their own futures. If it can happen to Toyota, it can happen to anyone, said a German official. Mexico and Canada are already courting the investment fleeing the US, hoping to lure automakers north or south of the border. Ironically, cars once built in Kentucky may soon be imported from Mexico, facing the very tariffs that triggered this crisis. America's reputation as a stable, reliable place to invest is in tatters. The US risks isolation as global companies look elsewhere. The world is watching and recalibrating. The long-term damage to American influence may be the greatest cost of all. To understand the impact, we turn to those on the ground. Dr. Emily Carter, a labor economist, calls this a textbook example of protectionism backfiring. She says, you can't just cut off foreign parts and expect the system to work. Instead of protecting jobs, these policies shattered the ecosystem that supported them. Carter argues smarter policy would have focused on innovation and workforce training, not isolation. We've scared away a partner that invested billions and shared technology. Replacing that is unlikely. David, a 25-year Toyota worker in Kentucky, says, "This plant was supposed to be the future. We did everything right. Now, the government has stabbed us in the back." For workers, this isn't about corporate betrayal. It's about policies that made their jobs impossible. Union leaders echo this. The president talks about good riddance, but he's not the one telling families their plant is closing. The pain is real, and the blame is personal. This is a man-made disaster, created far from the communities it devastates. The disconnect between Washington and the heartland has never been clearer. The voices of experts and workers tell the true story. The consequences will echo for a generation. Where do we go from here? Toyota's shutdown is a crossroads for the American economy. The immediate challenge is survival, unemployment, retraining, and emergency aid for affected communities. But these are temporary fixes for a deep wound. Can anything replace an economic engine like Toyota? Economists warn these plants may sit empty for years, grim reminders of failed policy. This is a moment for national reckoning. Does isolationism truly put America first? Real strength comes from stability, openness, and global cooperation. The future depends on rebuilding trust and attracting investment, foreign and domestic. The answers we demand from our leaders now will define the next chapter of the American story. It's up to all of us to help write it.